Hey everybody, thank you for downloading We Got This with Mark and Hal. This is Hal. If you want to help the show, you know what to do. I'm going to tell you anyway. Go to Apple Podcasts, 5-star review, positive rating. Let people know what you love about the show. The more we get, the closer we get to merch. That's how it works. It's simple. Now enjoy this episode of We Got This with Mark and Hal.
With Mark and who? Hal.
Hal. It's me, Hal.
With Mark and Hal.
Hal. Well, hi, y'all. Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all.
Best Harry Potter spell.
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcasts should have a theme song. Podcasts should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
Expelliarmus.
Oh, crap. My microphone just fell on the floor. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm excited about this episode, buddy.
I am too. This is week 2 of Harry Potter month here at We Got This headquarters.
It's what's a good, like, there's Rocktober. There's Movember for mustaches. We're doing this through the month of November. Is there one that we can come up with that is Harry Potter themed for November? Not on the fly, apparently.
Nope.
So let's just talk about Harry Potter.
This was suggested by Justin Jones.
Thank you, Justin. And we're finally getting to it. I know it's been a long time coming. I didn't mean to tickle you with that bit of us just giving up.
It just doesn't bode well for this episode. If the well's dry now, just you wait.
Oh yeah, no, but all we have to do is use aguamente, and the well won't be dry anymore.
Oh boy,
yeah,
here we
it's
go.
It's going to be a lot of that.
You're really ready for this.
I am. So, there are a few things that we should talk about. Much thanks, many thanks, or much thanks. Is it many or much? A lot of thanks to Kate McManus, our researcher, and legit, actual, bona fide Harry Potter scholar, who has delved into this for us. And one thing that I think we should start with to point out is that spell is the blanket term for a lot of different things. And the main ones being transfiguration, which change the nature or appearance of an object or being, and a charm, which affects the behavior or quality of that object or being. Meaning, if I were going to turn you into a mouse, that would be a transfiguration. But if I was going to make you suddenly afraid of mice, that would be a charm.
Correct.
Makes sense? Great.
Yes.
And then the bad ones, from lightest to worst, or the dark magic side, from smallest to largest would be a jinx, a hex, and a curse.
Okay.
And then so from there, that's just sort of a general thing. I just wanted to get that out there because we're going to be talking about a lot of these spells. And, if Kate sends us a thing and that is the big bold thing on the first page, we should probably point it out.
See, we can be trained.
Right? Yeah. We are nothing if not fully trainable little show monkeys.
Now, here's the question for criteria. Because there are definitely levels of severity here. Right? Like a water making, aguamenti or aguamenti, where you shoot clear drinkable water from your wand is great if you're in a desert. But it's not as powerful as a Cruciatus curse. Right. So
let me throw this out to you.
Yeah.
I've divided these, I went through a lot of boy, are there a lot of them online, and pulled the ones that I go, oh yeah, that one is awesome. Okay. And I pulled them and I put them into 3 different categories. I realize these aren't the categories that, scholars would necessarily put them in, but these are the ones that made sense for me. What do you say we pull one from each of these 3 categories, let them battle it out in a battle royale at the end?
I see what you have. I see what you've done here and I like it and I am in.
Great. So the 3 different categories we have will be practical spells, battle spells, and, for lack of a better word, epic magical spells.
Okay. I like that you have one here You have Glisseo, which turns a staircase into a slide under epic.
Yeah.
Because you're 2.
Yeah. If it turns a staircase into a slide, it's not a practical thing. It's not a battle thing. It's an epic thing. Glisseo, it turns a staircase into a slide.
Epic in like the way a frat party is epic, where they put a slide into like a tub of jello or whatever happens in those houses I never was invited to.
Bruh, you don't even know. I'm sorry, you were never invited. Frats weren't big at my school.
I figured out how to wear a hat backwards all on my own. Go ahead.
Oh, but how were you going to meet all the guys Fieri at your school, Hal?
I know. I never had the chance to meet even a single Guy Fieri, let alone multiple guys Fieri.
There are lots of wonderful people in lots of wonderful fraternities and sororities, including the 4 houses of Hogwarts. Those are like fraternities, right?
They're more like majors, but, well, no, they're not even like majors. They're sort of like you get chosen. Well, maybe they are similar.
They're very British.
Boy. We're going to have to save it for that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of apologizing, I'm sure, happening. So sorry I assaulted you. Sorry.
Sorry. Right.
I'm so sorry.
We will begin the hazing, so that will first start with a full week of apologizing for the hazing you are about to undergo.
If it's not too much trouble, would you mind holding this pipe betwixt your buttocks? Terribly sorry. Terribly sorry. I'm going to take a quick snapshot, if you will. Thank you. Very sorry.
All right. Let's start with the battle ones.
Okay.
Because this seems like the criteria for this one will be easier anyway, right? Because we're less comparing apples and oranges. These are things that are all kind of for the same purpose, which is battle.
May I suggest that you start from the bottom of this list you've built and go up to the top?
Oh, sure. Yeah, because this, the way that this list is written, it's the horrifying stuff is right off the bat.
Exactly. Let's build to it.
All right. So, the first one, is, let's start with the ones that they always yell at each other when they're fighting, which are, Stupefy, and, Expelliarmus.
Okay.
Expelliarmus is the one that you always hear Harry yelling.
Yes.
It
disarms.
Disarms a person.
The opposing wizard or witch. The wand flies out of their hand.
Right. And Stupefy is just a stun. It stuns them. It's like a punch, right?
Right.
All right. So, because we're going to have to start eliminating them off the bat, those two being, as close as, fairly evenly matched, I think I got to give the upper hand to Expelliarmus in this one, or Expelliarmus in this one. I always thought it was Expelliarmus, but that's only because I was listening to everyone say it with a British accent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, expel arms. Oh, got it. Right. I'm an idiot.
Yes.
But Expelliarmus is the same thing as Stupefy, except you also knock the weapon out of their hand.
It is. Well, Stupefy is like a stunner. So you can render a target unconscious or semi-conscious, as well as halt moving objects, as opposed to Expelliarmus is more, it serves one purpose, right? It disarms your opponent.
Right.
And wouldn't you rather try to cast an Accio and make the wand come to you?
We're going to get to Accio when we get to practical, because I'll tell you right now, it is tough to beat Accio as a spell. But we gonna get there. All right, let's talk about some more of these. I can see where you're saying that Stupefy would be. I didn't realize that Stupefy was for other objects as well.
And people. Yeah, you can use it for objects or people. So
it stuns a person, but
it's just not as cool. Stupefy sounds like, it is a word in the English language.
Sure.
But it also sounds like
stupid.
It sounds like if that was the spell, that it would be like a spell in the Mad Magazine version of Harry Potter. It's not as cool. Expelliarmus, to say Expelliarmus is really cool. Snappy Answerfy.
I don't know, man. Spy versus Spy. Mad Magazine used some pretty brutal weapons.
They did. Oh, I love Mad Magazine.
I mean, they were full on Wabbit season, duck season at some points in Spy versus Spy.
There was a Spy versus Spy game for the Commodore 64 that I had that I thought was the coolest thing, and I could not.
Was it funny?
It was very funny. You had to try to kill the other spy,
right?
Which is really, it's a hyper violent comic strip. But it would always, if you got them, then they would do like you would snicker, the head would go up and down, and the hands would go up in the peace signs. which is what they would do. Whoever won. And I was always a white spy because the black spy looks like the black clothing that like a bad cowboy would wear. Like he looked like the villain. So I was always like, well, I guess the white spy is the all white, the Panama Jack spy is the good guy.
Yeah. Well, white hat, black hat. That's ingrained in us.
Yeah. And Slim Pickens in Blazing Saddles is the bad spy.
What in the wide world of sports is happening on this here Commodore 64?
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
But I think I would say practically out of the two of these, Stupefy is probably all right better. Like you can get more done if you're quick on the draw and you're the first one to hit, then better to knock them out, right?
Yeah, you know what? That I didn't realize that the Stupefy was as powerful as it is.
Yeah.
So that does make sense. All right, so let's move on now to some of what I think are the coolest battle spells, and that is the ones that don't really do anything to the other person, but boy, can they do some collateral damage. And that's how you get your points up in a game, right? So
yes, of course.
You've got Incendio, which shoots flames out of your wand. Shoots them out of your wand, I assume.
Yeah, you shoot like a jet of orange or red flame out of your wand.
Like a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Turns your wand into a flamethrower. Confrigo, which is a spell that makes whatever you are aiming the spell at just burst into flames on their own. Which I would argue is kind of awesomer because there's a bit of an element of surprise if you can't see it coming. And my other favorite, Reducto, which just blows stuff up.
Yeah, turns something to dust.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These are all so big and flashy.
The idea that you could turn your wand into a flamethrower, it's pretty awesome.
It's pretty great.
Confrigo, setting something on fire, definitely like helpful if you could just do it immediately. Mm-hmm. But it almost feels like not as cool. Like we're interested in how cool the spell is, right? Quote unquote.
Right. Yeah.
How cool is it to fire a flame out of your? Because it almost feels like Confrigo's the shortcut. Like, oh, I have terrible aim when I do my Incendio. I'm just going to do a Confrigo so it catches fire for sure.
See, and also Confrigo could be pretty dangerous if you don't mean to do it and you're like, oh, I'm so bad at Confrigo. Oh God, oh jeez.
Grandma. Yes. I agree.
Yeah, Confrigo's probably, there's the sign on the wall in the Confrigo spell factory. It doesn't get past 0 days without an accident very often.
It should be noted that these require a wand movement. So it's not like you just say the word Confrigo and things start catching fire.
Well,
you have to, there is a movement associated.
What if you're Italian and you talk with your hands?
Oh, then you're in trouble.
Man, if I went to Hogwarts, I would be throwing so many accidental spells just because I'm showy.
Yeah, there is no Italian school of wizardry and witchcraft.
It keeps burning down.
Exactly. Keeps burning down. Then they rebuild it, turns to dust, and burn it down. Everybody
spontaneously combust.
Yeah, then comes the Sectum Sempora, and everybody's got open sores.
Oh God. Ugh. Yeah. That one's so gross. All right, let's pick one out of, I'm happy with Incendio, being the one. Yeah, that's fun. Let's move on to the darker ones. One that sort of bridges the gap, a spell created by Severus Snape, in his Death Eater days, perhaps, is, Sectum Sempora.
Yes.
Which is just really mean. It just covers your whole body in tiny cuts.
Yes, that will not heal.
In unhealing tiny cuts. It's just, Harry Potter, he does this he doesn't know what it's going to do. He just reads it and does it. And, and it really does a number on Draco Malfoy. This is not going to win. This is just kind of a gross, icky, battle spell.
Yeah. Not only did Severus Snape invent the Sectum Sempra, which Sectum meaning cut and Sempra meaning forever.
Right, which is not to be confused with the Sectum Tempora spell, which is Oh, man.
Sorry, I gotta go.
You gotta go. I know.
So sorry. I didn't realize.
Lightly battered cuts. Okay, sorry. Continue on.
I thought you were also thinking of the marine spell, which is Semperify.
Semperify.
Semperify. Snape also came up with the counter curse, which is Vulnera Sanintor, which is like a little song-like thing that fixes it up.
I like how I like how the names of these come from assorted places. Like Alohomora, I think is from an island.
Hawaii.
It's a Hawaiian thing. And then, some things are from Latin and so they just kind of, it's cool that she pulls from all different languages to get things.
Yes.
All right. So that's Sectum Sempora. It's gross. It's not going to win. Let's go to
Sectum Sempra.
So I thought it was Sempura.
I think it's Sectum Sempra. It's not Sempora, it's Sempra.
You're sure it's not Sectum Tempora?
I'm looking at, it is Sectum Tempora, but it's Sectum Sempra is the spell. Sectum Tempora is the Hogsmeade sushi restaurant.
All right. So let's go to the other battle scars. This is 2 of the 3, the curses that will get you thrown into Azkaban prison. And they are, of course, Crucio, what's the word I'm looking for? Torture curse.
Yes, Cruciatus.
I'm kind of glad that I couldn't think of torture.
Yes.
The Cruciatus curse, and then of course Avada Kedavra, which is the death curse.
Yes.
I mean, look, man, as battle curses go, it's got to be Avada Kedavra, even though it is the darkest of all dark curses, and it's what Lord Voldemort uses when he battles Harry, and it is killing a person. But we're going for like biggest, most epic. I mean, I know we went for awesomest, and it's not necessarily awesomest that it is a bad curse, but I don't know, man. As battle curses go, Avada Kedavra is undeniable.
I agree with you 100%.
So that's what's going to go. Oh man, I hate seeing Reducto and Incendio lose to Avada Kedavra, but if it's a battle curse that's going to win, that's going to be the one that's going to do it. All right. Do you want to take a break now and then move on to the other 2, or do you want to do one more and then take a break?
Let's do one more.
Great. How about let's do the practical ones. I'm just going to read off this list and what these do. And then we can discuss them. We have Accio, my personal favorite spell, which just summons things to you. The remote, a coffee, a sandwich, another coffee and another sandwich. Aguamente, which makes water. Alohomora, which unlocks doors. Episki, which is the triage spell. Lumos, which is a flashlight spell, which you have on your phone. Reparo, which is the fix-it spell, just for little everyday fix-its. Scourgify, and Tergeo, I'm not sure how that's pronounced, which are both cleaning spells, which I love that. And then the final of the, practical spells, simply called, this one, the name of this spell is taken from the English, and it is Pack.
Yep.
And that one packs for you.
You like to pack for yourself, though, don't you?
I do like packing for myself.
How do you know
take pictures? I take pictures of everything that I put in my bag and have them on my phone.
Does the spell know how you like to pack?
I don't know. I don't think that the spell pack, I think that's more for people who are like, pack. Like, it's not a thing that I think about. I don't care. You and I are the type of guys that are going to, make sure you have the hand steamer. I don't know if this curse or if this spell necessarily latches itself to your personal style.
I would imagine that it would pack based on your whims.
Do you think that you have to train it like a TiVo or a Alexa?
But it's more for a trunk.
Well, so you have packing is packing. The bag is just the vessel, right?
Well, how good the pack is how good you are at that kind of spell.
Right. Oh man, you and I, we would be good at this spell.
Right.
We're very good packers.
We'd be very good. But like Tonks was bad at it. So when Tonks did it, it was a messy packed trunk, but it was done quickly.
There you go. So it's not going to be Pack, but Pack is awesome.
Yes. I love the idea of it.
Just for everyday things, And we can eliminate Lumos. Lumos looks cool and it's great in the movies, but it's just a flashlight.
Yes, true.
Let's look at Reparo and Scourgify and Turgeo. Fix-it spells and cleaning spells. Like, these are the kind of spells that I like because the little everyday things of life, they kind of take care for you. I feel like a lot of things in this category, there is a Muggle equivalent. Whereas in the epic category, there's not a Muggle equivalent of Expecto Patronum. But there is a Muggle equivalent of Reparo, which is, get your eyeglasses fixed.
Right.
What were you going to say that is the Muggle equivalent of Expecto Patronum?
Not Expecto Patronum, but of one of the other epic, the really epic spell are the people who build slides, or just somebody with some plywood to throw over stairs.
Man, you're really hung up on Glisseo making the list of epic spells.
Feel the magic.
You're gonna be mad when it wins.
Goodness, I would never allow that. Never.
All right. So of these, like these ones that take practical things that maybe are a pain in the butt or require a certain skill that you don't have, like some of the fix-it spells would. Episky, the triage spell, which for cuts and scrapes and how big can Episky get? I guess is my question. Is it like hospital level, like they don't need doctors, they can just do this spell? That can't be right.
I was going to say it depends on how many drink skis you've had, but yeah, I think if you fall at
what is up with our dad jokes tonight? Neither of us are dads.
I'm your daddy.
No. No, I don't want to think about that at all. Except that means that you're going to give me money now, right?
Something like that. Or I'm going to teach you how to get your own money. And then I'll feed you for a lifetime.
Hey, look at that. Fish?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that old saying goes. I know there's something about fish and now I'm hungry.
One fish, you can give a man a fish stick and feed him for a day. Or you can show him the frozen food section and feed him for a lifetime. That's how it goes.
There you go. All right. So looking at this list, now that we're just taking this in chunks, I guess of those, the most practical one that it's very practical. You don't have to have expertise that the Muggle version would require would be Episky of those first few, right?
That might be the most practical, but we're not here to pick the most practical.
No, we're not here to pick the most practical. Best. We're here to pick the best. And you know what's awesome? Accio is the best because you can just reach out and whatever you want comes to your hand like Mjolnir.
Yeah. Or like you have the Force.
Yeah. Accio is awesome.
If I knew that.
Quick shout out to Alohomora though. Quick shout out to Alohomora because a spell that can unlock any door is great.
Yeah, it's great. Look, it's great. But if
magic people must be very trusting if they just have a spell like you've just made locks completely obsolete.
If I knew magic, and I had I had mastered the Accio spell, I would go somewhere cold and snowy. Mm-hmm. I would first purchase a lightsaber handle. I would stick it in the snow. I would hang myself upside down, and then I pretend I was Luke damn Skywalker, and I would summon that lightsaber to my hand over and over and over again.
Wow.
All day long.
If I had magic, I'd kill Hitler, you selfish person.
Accio dead Hitler. See, I just solved the problem.
Yeah, boom. All right, Accio's gotta win for the best of the practical ones.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a break. We're going to hear from some of the other wonderful shows on the Maximum Fun Network, and when we come back, we will pick among the epic, iconic Harry Potter universe spells, pit those against Avada Kedavra and Accio, and see who is going to come out on top.
Accio ads.
Since the dawn of time, screenwriters have taken months to craft their stories. But now, 3 Hollywood professionals shall attempt the impossible. break a story in 1 hour.
That's right. Here on Story Break, I, Freddie Wong,
Matt Arnold,
and Will Campos, the creators behind award-winning shows like Video Game High School,
have 1 hour to turn a humble idea into an awesome movie.
Now, an awesome movie starts with an awesome title.
I chose The Billionaire's Marriage Valley.
Mine was Christmas Pregnant Paradise.
Okay, next we need a protagonist.
So I've heard Wario best described as libertarian Mario.
And of course, every great movie needs a stellar pitch.
In order to get to heaven, sometimes you gotta raise a little hell. That's the tagline!
Check out Story Break every week on MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
How does this sound? A weekend on a beautiful mountaintop in California. You wake up, eat a tasty meal with some new friends, some old friends, maybe the host of your favorite podcasts. After that, it's a couple of inspiring classes, spectacular podcast tapings, a hilarious stand-up showcase, a dance party, and more. And s'mores! All of this can be yours at Max FunCon, returning to Lake Arrowhead next June. Tickets go on sale Friday, November 23rd. Put that on your calendar because Max FunCon tickets always sell out. Get a head start planning your next summer vacation and go to maxfuncon.com to learn more.
Akio, rest of the episode.
All right,
hey, buddy.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. All right. Here are the epic ones that I have written down. One of them, I do not have written what it does, so you'll have to help me out, Hal. You've read all of these books multiple times and the Jim Dale audio books and seen the movies, so you know.
Yes.
And it is the first one on this list, but I will read the list of them. They are Imperio, Expecto Patronum, Glyceo, Ridiculous, Wingardium Leviosa, Pier Totum Locomotor.
Yes.
Oh my God. Evanesco, Confundo, and Protego, or Protego. Protego.
Yeah.
So of these, the one that I don't know what it does is Imperio.
Imperio is the third of the unforgivable curses.
Yes, that's what it is. Thank you.
And it gives you control over someone. It allows you to control somebody else's actions.
Yeah.
It makes them do exactly what you want.
See, it's interesting to me that is unforgivable.
Mm-hmm.
But it really is only the higher degree version of Confundo, which is the Jedi mind trick of the Harry Potter universe. I guess it's because the effects are temporary and not really harmful, but like, who's to say? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a difference.
Is Confundo the slippery slope to Imperio?
It can be, but I think there's a difference between these are not the droids you're looking for and go throw yourself off a bridge.
Yeah, sure. Go throw these droids off a bridge is the halfway point, and would have made Star Wars a much shorter movie.
Well, definitely fewer beeps and boops.
Sure. All right, so Imperio is going to be out because we've already got one. We already have one villainous one in there. We can't have two unforgivable curses in the top 3 best Harry Potter spells.
Why not?
Because we're not Slytherins, Hal. We're not Slytherins.
What makes something the best spell?
It's awesomeness. And, dare I say, in the case of Akio, it's practicality. And also, I would say it's, as a viewer of the movies and a reader of, 1.5 of the books,
you should read
it's also what are integral to the story that are the ones that get elevated. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's not going to be Imperio. I'm not letting us have 2 unforgivable curses in the final 3.
I'm just saying to eliminate it out of hand when it's such a powerful spell. I just wanted to make sure I understood the rules we were playing by.
Well, we're playing by the same rules that the magic world of Harry Potter plays by, which means there are rules. Every once in a while, they're probably going to change from book to book, minute to minute, sequel to sequel. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, I guess we never really did determine what our criteria were for this.
Well, here's the question. Do we want to stay away from the mind completely? Do we want to get rid of Obliviate as well, which erases memories?
Yeah, these mind ones are terrifying, man.
Yeah. That's a scary one.
Confundo and Obliviate, and I'm happy to get rid of all three.
Okay.
Confundo, Obliviate, because we saw Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and what happened?
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Apparently Kate Winslet doesn't exist anymore. That's
Fair
all
enough.
I got from it.
That's right.
And Jim Carrey's kind of a weirdo now.
That's what that movie did to him. He doesn't talk out of his butt anymore. Now he talks to his butt.
Right.
It's very scary.
I don't understand it. I would like to give a shout out to one of my favorites on this list, and that is Pure Totem Locomotor.
You mean the spell that made the car fly? Didn't it make oh no, it makes things come to life.
What Pure Totem Locomotor did in, my favorite instance of it is when Professor McGonagall says it, and the walls of Hogwarts themselves leap down to the ground and form an army of stone to protect the school.
Yes.
Big stone army, dude.
Yep. That's fair.
That's better than Wingardium Leviosa just levitating a feather in Flitwick's class.
Fair enough. Yeah, that is a pretty cool spell. Maybe that's one that should be in contention then. If you can turn a wall into an army.
Pure Totem Locomotor. I don't, what are the other, you mentioned the car. Is that all the same spell?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I mean, it's gonna be tough for Pure Totem Locomotor to beat Gliseo, but we can discuss that. Evanesco, shout out to Evanesco. It's not gonna win. Vanishing is, we discussed it in our best superhero episode. It's one of those classic things. This is their version of it. It's very cool. It's not entirely unique. Not as unique as a wall of dudes, of stone jump out, your entire walls of stone jump out and defeat an army against you.
Yeah. The reason the car was able to fly, by the way, the Ford Anglia, was because Arthur Weasley had modified it.
Oh, great.
He'd made it fly as well as become invisible. And that was by device.
Wingardium Leviosa is, I feel now like I was, giving it short shrift. It is the one that makes things fly, which is,
yes.
Again, it's the same thing as invisibility. Flight and invisibility are both great, but come on, this is Harry Potter spells we're talking here. It's gonna be something big and epic.
True.
Something like Gliseo turning a staircase to a slot. You know what? You know what I just realized?
What?
Pretty sure there was a villain lair at some point where the stairs flipped down and the whole thing became a slide, and then they slid to their doom.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Chuck E. Cheeseo is what that spell should be, by the way.
Chuck E. Cheeseo.
Yeah. But some of these spells work only against certain creatures. Like Ridiculous is for boggarts.
Right. It's not going to be Ridiculous. Ridiculous is it's just a training spell that makes boggarts appear as something funny to you instead of something scary to you. But the idea of that, I put it on the list because I think the idea of a spell that makes you take your fears and laugh at them is kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. It is. But by the same token, does that mean that Expecto Patronum rather, is something that should be sort of thrown out because it's really for Dementors?
Is Expecto Patronum specifically for Dementors? Because can't that your personal Patronus charm, can't that send messages of I am here for you? Doesn't that happen a couple of times?
It protects against the Dementors by summoning your happiest memories.
Right.
So, and it also, it overpowers the Dementors.
Mm-hmm. With joy and love, man. That's a great spell. But you're right. It does act mostly on one specific thing. This is the spell I was thinking of when I was thinking about the spell's place in the storytelling.
Right.
This gains extra points for being hugely important in the storytelling of the Harry Potter series.
It's true. I'm not suggesting we eliminate it. I'm just saying, again, if we're saying that a specialty spell, which is what this is, If that's something we eliminate, then we should eliminate this. But I can't imagine anything other than Expecto Patronum coming out of this.
The only other, it's Protego is a shield spell. That's sort of a blanket term for a shield spell, yes?
No.
Like that can protect against a bunch of things?
Well, there's Protego Totalum. There's just Protego that fends off spells. There are a few different versions of it.
So a shield, it's a shield spell. And while shields are awesome, they're not terribly epic. Unless you're an agent of shield, in which case I'd love to do a best agent of shield episode.
It's Coulson. If you...
Yeah, it's Coulson. 100% it's Coulson.
Yeah.
Though it could be Melinda May because she kicks really amazingly.
True.
Anyway,
yeah,
sorry. Now we're getting off on a, but Mac has an axe with a shotgun. Okay, sorry.
All right, stop it.
I know. So the ones that we have left on this are, of the epic ones, are Expecto Patronum and Pure Totem Locomotor, unless you want to leave Gliseo in there.
We can leave it in there, and I would say it's Expecto Patronum. And I think you're right. If we're talking about Protego, which is a great protective spell, then we already have the better protective spell and the more important protective spell to the plot of Harry Potter and his connection to his parents
is Pure Totem Locomotor.
Is Pure Totem Locomotor.
When big stone dudes beat up ogres.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's Expecto Patronum out of the epics. So here's our final question, Hal.
Okay.
We've got the spell that most exemplifies Harry Potter, Expecto Patronum, versus the spell that most exemplifies Voldemort, which is Avada Kedavra, versus the spell that most identifies
with Luke Skywalker.
With I was going to say with us being lazy and not wanting to get up from the couch.
True.
Accio.
Yes.
Oh man.
It's not Accio.
I know. It's not Accio.
Much like the books and the films, this has to be about Harry versus Voldemort.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. Do we look at Avada Kedavra? Now, since we have now moved it into the storytelling of it and that being a part of it.
Right.
Is it Avada Kedavra because Avada Kedavra is what ultimately wins for Harry? And that is what Voldemort throws at Harry, unwittingly killing the Horcrux. And spoiler, everybody, by the way. Unwittingly killing the Horcrux inside Harry.
Isn't it also the curse that that Voldemort tries to kill Harry with when Harry's a baby?
Yes. Yes, it is. That backfires.
So it both creates Harry Potter and kills Voldemort?
Yeah. Now, was it the combo of that and an Expecto Patronum that created Harry? Did Lily throw up an Expecto Patronum at Voldemort when he came at Harry with an Avada Kedavra, or did she just jump in the way?
I think she sacrificed herself. I don't think she threw a Patronum at him.
I can't believe this is the correct answer.
I can hear Kate banging her head against a board. By the way, we've gone we've gone this entire episode without something very important.
What's that?
Ooh, Mark. Ooh, what could the proper spell be? Let's check with Harry.
We can't do a Harry Potter episode without Hal's Jim Dale impression. Narrator of the audiobooks.
Let me check with Ron real quick. Ooh, I'm not sure, Harry. Ooh, let me ask Hermione. Ooh, I'm not sure, Harry. Let me ask Hagrid. Ooh, I'm not sure, Harry. Ooh, we'll check with Dumbledore. Ooh, it's me, Dumbledore. Ooh, I'm very old. Ooh, Fawkes the Phoenix. Ooh.
Hey, Hal.
Yeah.
What did Jim Dale ever do to you to make you so angry with him?
He did make me angry. I love it so much. If anybody out there thinks that this is derision and mockery, it is a little bit, but playfully. Yeah. I love those audiobooks.
Jim Dale, those. A classic.
I don't care who else has done it. I'm sure very talented. Hasn't Stephen Fry? Not Stephen Fry.
Did Harry Potter?
somebody else notable has done Harry Potter audiobooks.
I thought Jim Dale did all of them. I just remember his Dobby. I heard his Dobby before I heard the movie Dobby. And then when I heard the movie Dobby, I was like, that checks out.
Yeah, it's very similar. The Dobbies are very similar. So he got a lot, look, Jim Dale's a fantastic actor and I love his audiobooks. The guy's version of the kids though, it's hilarious to me.
Yeah, he's a 60-year-old man doing a bunch of kid voices.
In my mind, it's perfectly accurate.
Give the guy a break.
Ooh.
All right, Hal, this is, oh man. I know we went on a Jim Dale, tangent because we didn't want to face the fact that is staring us in the face.
What is your sorted house?
I am a Gryffindor.
Yeah, you are a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Do you know what house I am?
You're a Ravenclaw.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It means I'm very, very smart. Almost too smart? Not possible.
And it means I am very, very brave. Almost too brave? Potentially at times.
Could be a problem. Thank goodness that you have a Ravenclaw to help keep you safe.
Yeah. We don't need to get to the airport an hour before the flight. I'm a Gryffindor. That's not really bravery, I guess.
It's just odd to think, could a Gryffindor choose Avada Kedavra?
I mean, it's the spell that created Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. You put it best. It's the spell that created Harry Potter and killed Voldemort.
Yes.
It's also like, are we suddenly, 10 year or 15 years ago, supporting torture right now?
True.
You know what I mean?
True. Yes.
I want the light to win. I want the light to win. I want it to be Expecto Patronum, but I can't get you saying that out of my head.
I mean, look, it's a hard decision because then I think, well, Expecto Patronum is really his connection to his parents. Mm-hmm. The strongest connection to his parents, even more, I think, than Lupin, or
Sirius.
Or Sirius, more than any of that, is that idea that the thing that protects him is really his dad.
Mm-hmm. And his mom.
But I mean, the fact that a stag comes out, that's his dad. And that is very, very powerful imagery.
Wait, I thought that was, now I'm confused. I thought that was, Severus Snape's, stag.
His is a doe.
Oh, his is a doe.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, man, I don't want it to be Avada Kedavra. So if there is a straw that we can grasp that does not make it an evil curse as the number one spell, and the idea of, and to call the concept of love and protection a straw to grasp for is doing it a disservice. So I won't call it that. Right. There is no greater reason to pick not Avada Kedavra and pick Expecto Patronum as the greatest, is that love and protection. That would bring me joy to do that. But if we do that, are we being disingenuous to the very nature of this program? Because is it Avada Kedavra? Is it objectively Avada Kedavra, even though we so badly want it to be Expecto Patronum? Or does love win?
I feel like love does win ultimately, even though what makes it the best? That's the question. Is it its importance to story? Is it what,
Think about this. Okay. I'll play that game. Think about this. It is important to the story. One of the other things that we liked, and that we were using as a criteria was it's just, if it's cool, it's epic coolness, and murder is never cool. But you know what is cool? Have a glowing version of your favorite animal that's filled with all of your happiest memory in exponential form being sent out into the world to protect you with love. That wins.
I agree with you.
And in the story, and there are funny moments too when Harry's teaching everyone how to use their Patronus, and everybody has different creatures as their Patronuses, and for some it's working and for some it's not, and they're wrangling animals all around. So there's comedy in it.
I agree with you.
If we're going to die on a hill, I'm going to die on Love Hill.
I'll die on Love Hill with you.
It's Expecto Patronum.
Yeah, that's right. Take that, death curse. Take it in your face, because you just got Avada Kedavra.
No, you can't do it, Hal. You'll get sent to Azkaban.
Oh, no. Well, at least I have Expecto Patronum to guard me from all those Dementors. Thank goodness.
And Accio to have a key just appear in your hand.
Yeah, that's right. I have the protection.
Not that you need it, because you have Aloha Mora.
That's right.
Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your love speech.
No, that's okay. All you need is love. Love is all you need. Expecto Patronum. That's the best spell. It wasn't going to be you. We came close. We were on the precipice.
Yeah. It was scary.
With your bravery
and your smarts
to make a difficult decision, and my superior knowledge that it was the right answer all along, we came to the correct answer for the best spell in the Harry Potter world, which is Expecto Patronum, asked and answered.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun. My goodness. Thank you, Justin Jones, for the topic. That was a real good one. There's so many more, and we want more from you. We've got a list, but it's never going to be long enough. As long as you have ideas, keep sending them our way. You can do that over email at wegotThisPodcast@gmail.com, or go to facebook.com/groups/wegotThisPodcast.
Or check out the Maximum Fun subreddit, or reach out to us on Twitter at WeGotThisTweets.
Thank you to producer Ken Plume, researcher and Harry Potter scholar Kate McManus, graphic designer Uri Kelman, and QA engineer Jen Alba.
And thanks to our musicians Jonathan Dinerstein and Mike Furman for our score and theme song respectively. And thank you to you, our listeners. You guys, let's all sit in the great hall together and have a giant feast while candles float over our heads. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
For Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. And don't worry, everybody.
We got this.
We got this.
I'm going to send you a thing right now. Okay.
Please. I wish you would. I wish you would just try. You try to send me something. You just try.
No, I am. I'm going to send you a thing.
I want you to try.
But I don't understand why you're so
You
upset.
just try. Go ahead, send me something. See what happens.
But it's part of the show. It's what you want.
Yeah, it is part of the show.
Why
that is
does
what I
it
want.
sound like
I'm telling
you're
you to send me
threatening me
something.
then?
Go ahead, send it. See what happens. Just see what happens. Send it.
I don't know what to do now.
It's fine. Just send it.
All right, I sent it.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Listener supported.